driving the market. Last season, he kind of had to work with what he's got. You touched on it. City, there's a lot of transitional changes. So could that be something to bear in mind because we don't know what to expect?
Yeah, he's a slot machine. We don't know. We don't know.
I
We don't
see
know.
what you did there.
We don't know what to expect. You can get anything. Honestly, I am only worried about Liverpool when if we face them and we lose to them and things start going south. Right now, I'm just focusing on my team. I'm not too focused on other teams. Although you might think I'm triggered by a lot of things going on social media. I am. I am triggered by a lot of social media conversations. But
You're a madman on social media, man. I can't lie.
I'm sick and
Like
tired of. I'm
a
sick and
couple
tired.
of you, like I got love for you, love for Lee, but it's like when I see you lot on Twitter and then obviously speaking to you, like, I don't know how you lot love the social media thing, man. Like there must be too much people in you lot's mentions, man. I don't like none of that. You know what it is for me with the first 10 games. Obviously, you want to start well, you want
Some
to
people
build
pay their
momentum.
rent off Twitter.
Okay, listen, I am not gonna begrudge anyone getting paid in it. Go pay your bills, put on for your family. The game's the game, and you're right, man, because people tweet stuff which obviously is rage bait in
You
it,
don't
and they
think
know
World
it's not gonna.
Beast? You don't think
Hmm?
World Beast makes well over a grand off Twitter every
Them
year?
like them Twitter youths, yeah, they're going clear, man. They got thousands of followers. People are reacting to the tweets. They've masterminded it in it. For me, with the first 10 games here, though, obviously it's difficult, but I do think one, I prefer.
10?
No, I'm just saying the first 6 to 10 games here, like that we can see here. So, like the first 10 games, because I look at football like for me, when the season starts, I'm just looking at the first 10 games, right? You got to focus on the first 10. So, the first 6 to 10, give or take, I'd rather at where it is now and getting it out of the way than if that was the tail end of next season. And I think obviously 10 games in for all teams, that is when you're going to start to like none of these teams are going to be up to speed tactically, fitness wise, us included, everybody until probably after the 10 game mark. I know everybody thinks preseason is a magical 2-3 weeks, you train and everything's up. It's not that. Liverpool are not going to be as good as they're going to be going on in the season, us the same, etc., etc. So I think it's a level playing field. And for me, I'm not going to lie, to get St. James's Park out of the way, to get Old Trafford out of the way, to get Leeds Ellen Road out of the way and a couple of other fixtures, I'm happy with that. Egal, we've kind of skipped over it, yeah, and we know Arsenal's top 6 record and all of that. And like you mentioned Newcastle, you mentioned City, you mentioned Liverpool. But I want to speak to you about the Leeds, the Nottingham Forests. You could even look at October there and say West Ham at home. I only mentioned that because, as I just said there, our top 6 record has been good. Quote unquote, it's been the smaller games, the ones that on paper we should be winning, that we've been effing up. So how do you feel about a potential Leeds United, Nottingham Forest at home, West Ham, Crystal Palace, maybe even Fulham? Because these were the games that were really and truly our Achilles heel, isn't it, really? Not that we was amazing in all the top 6 games, but they were the games, pardon my language, we fucked up in.
October historically would be tougher than September and August based on our history over the last couple of years.
Don't forget Champions League will be in play at this moment as well.
Because we've dropped points to Fulham and West Ham recent. My thing is, bro, I honestly don't know what's gonna happen, and
None of us.
I can't predict it. But I will tell you this: the mood around Liverpool is so positive. The mood around Arsenal is so negative. I like it.
You know what? I wouldn't even say it's necessarily negative at Arsenal. I think you've got negativity. I think you've got false confidence. And I think you've got fans that, quite frankly, rightly so, are impatient. Like, you know what we needed to do
like
last summer, etc. Go on.
I like it though, because it creates pressure on the club, hopefully.
But do you really think that? I do think you're right. But internally, are they feeling that kind of
No,
pressure?
because I see for once, even the most positive fans pushing
That's
the
what I'm
club
saying. Asking questions like, what's going on here?
to get stuff done. Even the people who are paid to be analysts and give fair opinions are more on the fan side, saying, you know what, this is a little bit interesting. Like,
It's time to deliver, bro.
yeah. So I don't want no more supercomputer predictions about us finishing second.
I saw your tweet about that.
I don't want what do you call it? People saying, oh, Arsenal don't win trophies. All summer hearing Tottenham fans telling me what a trophy. Now, don't get me wrong. I said on Husam's channel the other day, trophies can be a little bit overrated, and it can start and it can
I know what you mean, but explain that because people can take that out of context.
It can show you a false flag of confidence that you've gone further than you actually are. But in the
I
same
hear that.
breath, we do need to go back to winning things
We've
because
forgotten. Let's be real, yeah. We've forgotten what it feels like to win. I know we've been doing stuff off the field. We've been close, but we've forgotten what it's like to win. And I know people are not. Right now at the end of the season, people will sit there and say, "Oh, he could have won an FA Cup or a League Cup." Rightly so. If we only deliver that next season, we know how the language changed. But we've got no divine right to. I'm not saying we're writing off these trophies, but we need to start picking this up. These players need to get a feel out for the days at Wembley. I think for match going fans and fans abroad that wake up at stupid o'clock, we need to start winning stuff and creating that mentality. I genuinely think we've forgotten about winning. Like, we're always so close but so far. And I think it's interesting that you said that the false image thing around trophies, which is right, because that's how I feel in relation to our league position last season. Don't get it twisted. The league doesn't lie, but it doesn't always tell the truth. We won and drawn enough games and all that things to finish second, right? But we was so far away from Liverpool. We did drag ourselves temporarily into a top four race, but we was better than them. We was in that false ground, and we've stagnated in it. The amount of draws, the amount of points dropped from winning positions, not building on the quality 11. We've ran the squad into the ground. Like, remember I kept saying to you, yeah, personally, I feel sorry for the players because I think they've pushed through injuries, rushed themselves back. I know you've seen Timber's comments about how around the PSG game, these things can't play out next season. There's no hiding place. There's no excuses. And obviously, tactically, there's a lot we need to do. Yeah, I know you've gone through all of this year, and I'm not expecting you to remember, in January we're playing XYZ. But for you, when you look from August to May, yeah, what would you say is the period you're like, oh, I'm looking to see how we navigate that or what happens around then? Because for me, it's probably from November to early January. If you were to push me for an answer, I would probably say the December period, purely because there's a lot of games. By now, we would have played a couple League Cup games. There's obviously the Champions League. We're starting to play 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days. There's probably going to be some injuries there, some fatigue, all of those kind of things. So that's the period I'm looking at. But what's the one you're looking at?
Look at the situation where we play Tottenham and Chelsea back to back, right?
Mm.
And then scroll down a little bit and look at where we play Chelsea and Tottenham back to back again.
February.
It's that period right there. I think that's where I know it's a big chunk of the league. That's not fair, really, to say that period. But to me, the part of the league where we always mess up is not really the end of the season. I don't think it's those games in between December, January. That's where we mess up. I'm focused on December, January, saying, you know what, we need to get maximum points in December. We need to get maximum points in January. Last season, I was thinking, we're now that we're behind, we need to get maximum points in December. Guess what happens? First game of December, who gets injured? And then things go down the drain. And it's like,
our L's and draws come in bunches as well. And don't get twisted, that's going to happen, innit? Like Liverpool, that's going to happen. City, us, everyone. Everyone's going to go through little down periods. You're not going to be amazing from
I look at
August to
things
May.
differently. I'm not looking at 10 game blocks because I think that's too many games to look at. I'm looking at I'm looking at each month separately. And I'm saying, you know what, this month, so the first month we got 3 games. I'm saying out of those 3 games, I expect at least minimum 2 wins. And if we drop points to
You need
Liverpool,
to get 7 points. 9 would be amazing.
If we drop points to Liverpool, at least try to get a draw. From the first 6 games,
Draw at Anfield isn't the worst,
from the
but I'd
first
love
6
to win.
games, there's 18 points available, if I'm not mistaken. I want minimum 14.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice. For me, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I kind of think of it a bit differently. I know a week's a long time in football and there's a lot to think about, but for me personally, I just look at it August, boom, Man United, you need to be getting out of the end of the year. So December, Aston Villa coming into the Bournemouth game. Realistically, I'm not even saying I'm not even focused on league positions. I'm not saying you have to be first, but we still have to be like, okay, you know what? We've had some highs, we've had some lows. We're still in the mix for the Premier League title. That's what I need to see. Then for me, from December, probably up until the end of March, the same logic. Let's just get to March, and then from April to May, it's a shootout. In it, it's like you've worked so hard. Don't let it f up now. Really and truly, just keep it moving. It's gonna be an interesting season, man. It's good. Like, I'm sure me and you are gonna do streams on your channel, on mine. We're gonna be bullish on some aspects. We're gonna be negative in some. There's gonna be different highs and lows, but I just need to know that we're gonna equip this squad in the best possible way. Chat, please make sure you're smashing the like button. If you have any comments or questions, please get them in for us. I think I saw something. as well, man. Oh, where is it, man? Smash the like button. I saw someone asked a question. I saw a question about El Canoes. Don't worry, we're gonna get on that. For the life of me, yeah, this is it. DG, what's your honest prediction for the season? I mean, you'd ask me. I'm gonna ask Egal, but because you asked me, I'm gonna go first. Honestly, right now, I think we're gonna finish third. I want to be wrong naturally. I think we're gonna finish. I think we're gonna finish third. I think Manchester City are gonna hit back with an event with a vengeance. I think Liverpool are gonna, try and maintain what they're doing. I think we're gonna finish third. Now that could change, and I want to be wrong, but I genuinely think that. I genuinely think that. Like, and that's not even to be critical of my club. I just genuinely think that, if I'm honest. Now, if we get some signings and I see us moving mad in the season, things can change. But I just think we're going to finish third. And for me, obviously, City have been used to winning. It was a mess from them last season, but they've got that feeling. Liverpool, obviously, even they've done well against City in it, and they've got over the line on a couple of occasions. With Slot, it was seen as a transitional period. They probably overachieved in their expectations, and they won a league. They've got that. For me, with my team, I know they've got no choice but to go again, and I don't doubt the players and Arteta in that regard. But it's very difficult for 3 years, yeah, regardless of what we have to say, to finish second, to be so close but so far, and motivate yourself to go again. I'd have to see that play out. So I think we're finishing third. Honestly, just put my FA Cup in the bag. I'd love to be wrong with the Prem. I'd love to be wrong with the champs. I think the FA Cup needs to land at the Emirates, if I'm honest with you. But where are you at, Egal, man? Honestly, as AG said.
Right now, Liverpool are favorites. Who's
I
gonna
hear
win
that
that?
between Liverpool and City for me.
Yeah. Between Arsenal and City, you still got to remember we have the best defense out of every team. The difference is City have Erling Haaland, who's a massive game changer, and they have game changers all over the pitch, and they have Pep Guardiola, who's one of the best managers in the world. Arne Slot had Mo Salah last season have season of his life, and he's now improved the team by adding Florian Wirtz, and they're kind of changing how they play. I personally think there's also another factor that people are not forgetting. Arsenal will have the most cohesion out of the three teams, with the least major changes to the team. We should
That's a
have the
gift
most
and a curse, though, man.
we should have the most cohesion. I like the fact that you're saying we're going to run in third, because we kind of go under the radar now. This is where
Nah,
this is
we ain't
where
going under no radar. We're Arsenal
this is
Football
this
Club. We're not going under
bro.
no
As
radar, my
much
guy.
as I think the less people predict us to win, the better. Because whenever
I hear
whenever
that.
whenever we're predicted to do something, we come short. Whenever we're predicted not to do something, we end up walking it. So hopefully this time we can go and walk. We can walk the league. I don't think Liverpool are going to have as much injury luck as they've had last season. I don't think Liverpool are going to be anywhere near as dominant as they were last season. Although they started off the transfer window well, and everyone has them as clear favorites, football's not one on paper. You have to play those games, and anything can happen. I'm writing a story that's making it easier for Arsenal, but in my opinion, Manchester City still have defensive issues, and I don't think they've really solved any of the defensive issues with Cherky, Reinders, or Ait Nuri. I think they've actually made it more worse with with Reinders and Ait Nuri, who in my opinion are pylons at times defensively. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. I'm gonna say you're right. We currently are third favorites. But third favorites just means you're second. You've come in third, and you're not winning nothing.
Prove
There's
me
no.
wrong, because we should have the most desire. Obviously, Liverpool players, like, if they stop playing for, well, the majority of them, yeah, if they stop playing for Liverpool tomorrow, they can leave with their head held high. They've won. Some of them have won one Premier League. Some of them have won two. They've won the champs. City have been there and done it. Obviously, anything our players have achieved, they haven't necessarily done it at Arsenal Football Club. So we should have the most hunger. But I need to see us do what we need to do. I don't think it's just one singular thing. I think Arteta needs to evolve tactically. You can bring as many attackers as you want. We need to be able to break down low blocks, have plan Bs, all of that kind of stuff, right? We know what we need to do in the transfer market. We know what we need to kind of do in terms of keeping players fit. We know what we need to do in terms of bodies. I need to see, when I see all of this, if I saw all of this, I might be a bit bullish and be like, yeah, you know what? We might finish third, but we can run it all the way. I just feel, as good as, take nothing away from Liverpool and City, I'm just a football fan though. Before I go and look at Liverpool and City or anybody else, I like to look internally. Have we exhausted everything to get to the next level? At this moment in time, I genuinely don't think we have. I agree with the point of, I think it's a double-edged sword in that maybe it's because Arsenal fans on social media or whatever, but everybody says we're not good, we're not going to do anything, this, that, and the third, and then they're onto us when we don't. Maybe we can fly under the radar. But I do think that's a bit naive. We keep the lights on in a lot of YouTubers' houses and media houses and things where us and United we're always going to be spoken on. So I just hope we can do better, man. We carry too many players. I feel sorry for the fans and the players. I don't feel sorry for Arteta. Cuts Berta some excuses, but he needs to get things done. We just need to get it done, bro. Like, we just need to get it done. There needs to be a parade of some sort. I hope it's the Prem. I definitely hope it's the champs. There needs to be some level of a trophy because one... Go on.
If we don't win the league or the Champions League, I think Arteta's going to be going, be it by himself or be it